So this is a concept called who, not how. And thinking, I thought a lot about this, and I'm going to focus this questioning on you individually, but also this can be applied very much to your teams as well. And I would 100% do it with my team, but I want to get you guys thinking this way, and then that'll ripple not just in your teams, but your virtual teams, your partners, and anybody that's helping you achieve the objective that you're trying to get to. And I call this scaling intelligence. So I reconstituted Red Zone a couple years ago into a holding company with separate operating companies, and formed a board, put a board together, formed just complete, because I wanted to do some things that I'd never done before. And so I went out and searched out talent to make them a part of my team. And with finance, with acquisitions, with HR, with people who have done big things. I wanted them literally a part of my team. So I want you all to think about who's on your team. I did that because I don't want to be making mistakes. It's unnecessary to make mistakes with the things I was doing. There's people out there that have done it, and they've failed at it 14, 20, 30 times, 100 times. So why not just make them a part of why am I trying to go through those mistakes? So the value of hard work and grinding it out is when you're dealing with risk, there are people out there that can help mitigate risk. You just got to hunt them. So this is an interesting, some of you have seen me do this before, but they've actually looked at, this is the raw math, the raw research on it, scaling intelligence. I couldn't even believe that someone had actually done this type of thing. But the tortoise and the software, Moore's Law, Amdahl's Law, performance trends for human and machine systems. All right, I'm not going to get into what all these mean. I know what Moore's Law is, but the Stroop test, visual recon time, auditory reaction time, these are human tests that professionals can measure how responsive you are in different capacities, and they can measure this. And what's stunning is that it's not really increasing a whole lot if you look over time. However, the machines and what we're creating are. And so we have to come to that realization. And so one of the ways to do that is by scaling people that we have access to and thinking very deeply about who's on our team and on our virtually. There's a woman who just won the Orbie Award, and she couldn't make it here today. And it was interesting talking to her. I just had her on my podcast, and I said, how did you get to the point where she was picked like the Orbie Award winner in DC out of like 100. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good, statistic. And I said, how did you get to this point? And she said, well, I just got to some inflection points in my career, and I had some people that supported me, and I just reached out to my team members and my board and helped me make decisions. She called it a virtual board, and helped her navigate tough political times in a business. She had a supporter. She had a key person that was under her wings that kind of pushed her along, that had some track record. That was an interesting response. And so she called it a virtual board. I like to call it a board. And I like to look at it from a Tri-Fecta Mentor perspective. And it's an interesting, I just stumbled into this concept. I knew that the concept of mentor, known for quite a while, of course, but Tri-Fecta Mentor is an interesting way to look at it. And as you're taking notes and looking at who can I align on my team to support me? Who, not how. Who do I know that knows how? Who can I find that knows how? And where is it here? I think it's on the paper. I don't think I transferred it in here. Page. Here we go. So on page 4, top, it says Tri-Fecta Mentor, who, not how. Level 1 mentors. Theoretical. These are mentors who have tremendous book knowledge and theoretical wisdom. So we know those, and we might be one ourselves. We might have a lot of book wisdom. I love books, but books only get you so far, okay? And so it's been clear to me over the past 2 years, working with very high-level people, where my book knowledge left off. And then we have experiential mentors. I just listened to a podcast the other day. The gentleman, I mean, completely, TED Talk, huge player, like a real player. But he worked with Steve Jobs. So he knew the stories of working with, he was experienced, he'd worked a part of the team. He could say, yes, I observed Steve Jobs, I observed him doing certain things, and I was a part of putting together the iPod. He was one of the key people on making the iPod and collapsing MP3 players and iTunes into it was really cool. But that's an experiential type mentor. And then blending everything together into a level 3 mentor where it's a trifecta mentor. They have the application. So this mentor has the theoretical, the experience, and the application of that knowledge, and really inventorying that yourself. So I think right now, just think through who are those people that could give you speed. We talked about speed as currency. So like if you had to unhinge yourself in your team in a certain area, where can you deploy this model in your own thinking and to that? So just think that through a little bit. Who's on your virtual team right now? So think if you logged into LinkedIn tonight and had to put together 5 people. And this is one of the things that's coming here, like even the people in this room, you want people at least even, if not in front of you. Because if your ambition is to do something big and everybody's like equal, you're not going to get much like juice from that lemon, from that orange. So we want to look at kind of our peer group and say, this is your chance to sit there and go, what's my next step look like career-wise? What's my next step look like with the big, ambitious project I have for the next 1 year and next 3 years? And yes, I have my team, but have they actually done it? And then think that through. Think finance. Who do you want in your board? You want finance. If I'm trying to work with marketing, do I have like a top marketing person that is outside my organization, but really deeply understands IT? And then these are gaps. Finance, I already mentioned finance. Maybe your interest is in helping your business do more acquisitions. So you want to be a part of the acquisition process. So do you know much about acquisitions? Can you find someone online who can have a cup of coffee with you once a month? So take a few minutes and think that through.